Hey there, I've got a question for you this week. Is the least expensive piece of your marketing costing you the most amount of money? Hey there, it's Michael Creasy here, Executive Editor with the Agent Inner Circle. And in this week's episode, I'm going to talk about the unsung hero, ta-da, your business card. And as I said at the beginning, it's the least bit of marketing expense that you'll have, but it could be costing you money. So in the comment section below, please leave your feelings about what you do with your business card. Maybe you've got a special type of business card. Leave it in the comment section below and be sure to like our video. So let's get into this week's topic, the unsung hero that's costing you money. Recently, I was at a trade show. And, it's the last minute rush. I'm at the airport and I forgot my business cards on the front seat of my car. Go figure. So when I got to the hotel, this was at NAR in Chicago, I made a call to this company. I'm not endorsing them. They're called moo.com. And it just happened to be a company that would deliver in 24 hours. So they sent me my cards, and I got to admit, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool looking cards. Now, they cost me a bit, but here's the thing. They have a really nice quality to them. So with your business cards, is there a tactile feel? Because we're beings that like to touch things. When people touch your card, is it a fine quality paper or does it feel cheap? Remember, this is all about first impressions. The other thing, is there raised ink lettering on your card? That is a psychological trigger that sends a message to the person holding your card that this is classy, that you're classy, that there's value to this. Those are just a couple simple little things. But here's something else. I'm turning, well, I'm not going to say my age. I'm just south of 60, and my eyes are starting to go slowly but surely. And when I have to look at somebody's business card that is using like a 6-point font, and it's gray ink on a black card, and I can't read it, let me ask you that question. Can people read your business cards? Or is it about the ego that you think they look pretty? If I can't read a card, I'm going to throw it away. I'm not going to keep it. It has no value to me. So you have to identify who is your demographic. If you have an aging population, which is my group, one of the largest ones on the planet right now, make sure that the font is bigger and we can actually read it. Unless you're going to do it in Braille and I have to feel my way across. But I'm telling you, when you try to use gray ink on a black card, ain't going to cut it. The other thing, too, are you doing things like this where you're putting cards on these little, Band-Aids and they're weird sizes? Now, we think this is kind of funky, but realistically, is anyone going to keep a card like this? Heck no, they're going to toss it away because it has no utility to it. There's other weird shapes as well. Let me hold up this one. So, yeah, it looks kind of funky. It's kind of cool. It doesn't fit into my wallet. Well, if I can't keep it, again, it's got no value to me, but it's got a nice tactile feel. It's got nice stock. It's got raised lettering. So it's got 3 out of the 4 criteria, but it's just such a goofy shape I can't use it. So understand that your business card is conveying a message to the person about you and about your business. You want to make sure it's quality. Now, that being said, let's do a lane change here. You can always, not always, but you can also have cards that are specific for a specific purpose. So what do I mean by that? Well, once upon a time, when I was aggressively selling real estate, and I'll do a closer shot of these, I would create business cards specifically for a listing presentation. So let's say I'm meeting with a seller for the first time. I would take a picture of their home. I would put it on the card, and I could more or less guesstimate what the house is going to be worth. I would put financing terms on the card. Then when I got the listing, well, here's what happens. I would make up about 50 of these cards, and I would use a software program if you're on a PC like Microsoft Publisher, and you can print these things in no time. You can go to Staples or Office Depot and buy pre-formatted cardstock paper, put it into your color printer, and voila, you've got really cool cards. But let me show you what this would do. So, for example, lovely 4-bedroom bungalow on a quiet tree-lined street, $6,000 down, $884 a month, with a little asterisk, and at the bottom it said, terms and conditions apply. Now, before you say, Michael, I can't do that in my state, I can't do that in my province, check with your regulator to find out. But what this card conveys to a potential buyer is, hey, I'm looking for a house on a quiet tree-lined street. I know I've got $6,000 in my bank account, and I know I can carry $884 a month. Ta-da! The card is pre-qualifying my prospective buyers. It's doing the heavy lifting for me. So this card was intended for a specific purpose. No, it wasn't good quality cardstock. It wasn't meant to be. This was strictly a direct response marketing piece that I was using to qualify buyers. You can do the same thing for sellers. You could do the same thing for renters. So I'm just giving you an idea of what the potential is with your business card. But again, let's get back to basics. Number one, always make sure that it's a good quality stock. It has a nice tactile feel. Raised ink is always a bonus. Understand what your demographic is. Make sure that the font is big enough that they can read it and that your contact info is clearly displayed. Don't make me look for it. Which brings me to point number next, the last thing that I want to address, which is social media icons. We have a tendency to put down Facebook, YouTube, everything that we belong to. Here's the thing that we forget. What is the YouTube address, the Facebook address, the LinkedIn address, the Twitter address? Be sure that on your card, if you're going to use the social media icons, that you put the proper extensions so I don't have to go looking. Because here's what's going to happen. If I'm going to look, I ain't gonna. And so your card ends up in the recycling bin with the others. So Michael Creasy here, Executive Editor with Agent Inner Circle. I hope you found this helpful. Please leave a comment below the video about what you think about your business cards and how they serve you. And until next time, happy selling.